So my PlayStation 5 has been through a lot. I mean, as soon as we unboxed it, I pretty much started tearing it down to check out the chip inside. We also did some temperature tests on it, overheated on purpose, a lot of different things. And it's kind of picked up some bumps and bruises along the way here. So I figured today we would treat it and change out the shells with some all matte black shells, something I've wanted to do for a while because I'm not the biggest fan of the two-tone look. I just want this to just be all matte black like I've been used to with some of my previous PlayStation systems. So dbrand reached out to me, asked if I want to check out their dark plates, and obviously I do. And I also ordered a couple of plates from eBay that was coming from China, so we can compare dbrand's plates to the ones that you may find that are more generic online. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if you're new to the Spawnwave channel, make sure you subscribe down below. So first we'll start with the unboxing of the dark plates here. And the thing I really like about dbrand is they do a very good job with their packaging. I will comment on packaging all the time because you want your stuff to show up in one piece, especially through the mail or shipping or any of that, and they do a good job with that. You can see the design itself, all black all the way around with some symbols on the front, the back, and the sides there. It does just pop open, and we have purchase, delivered, install. So we do at least have instructions on how to change these plates out. It's pretty straightforward. We've done it a couple times here, and Sony themselves showed us how to change these plates out when they did the whole tear down. You just kind of pop it up and move it on one side. So let's see, underneath of this closed cell foam sheet, we do have our first dark plate. Then we have another piece of closed cell foam here, and then our second dark plate. Now they do have some pretty solid weight to them. The texture on the outside, it's not exactly smooth. Like, this is pretty smooth. This is a little more rough, I would say. Not like sandpaper or anything like that, but you certainly feel a certain texture when you push your hand across it. But what's funny is on the opposite side, right in here where we would normally see kind of the different PlayStation symbols that Sony set up on theirs, it looks like dbrand did their own design around the edges here with a couple of different custom symbols. An interesting take, I would say, on the Sony symbols that they have. It's not at all necessary. It's just a nice touch that dbrand decided to do to go a little extra there to make these unique. So this is dbrand's here, and then this is one that I ordered from China, the more generic faceplates now, which, by the way, these are also very difficult to find. The dark plates are going right now on dbrand's website for $50. I think they're marked down from $60 right now. And they also have the option of a couple different skins for the center glossy plastic part here. And I got these online for like $35 or $40 with free shipping, but these have disappeared online. You don't really find these at that price anymore. In fact, when I went on to check on eBay, these are now like $50 to $60 minimum with like a 2 to 3 week ship time. And then as for comparisons, we can see these plates here that I got from eBay don't exactly carry this texture design around the center. It's not like how dbrand has like all the little symbols all the way around here. This is just like a different type of textured on the plastic here. And then it looks like they just eventually break away from that and just sort of have these chunks of plastic missing around the edges. And then on the bottom here, it looks like dbrand decided to take their symbols all the way around. Basically all the spots that you can see when this is attached has those different symbols. And I do like that they also carried it over to the back here, because remember, when you go to put the stand on, you also want to be able to line it up as Sony has made that kind of a template for where those hooks go, which is something I noticed with these other faceplates here. They don't have any kind of indication as to where those hooks go on the back here to best line it up. You basically have to put the stand on and kind of move it around a little bit until the PlayStation itself sits correctly. I'm also noticing that the generic brand that I got off of eBay is lighter, whereas it feels like dbrand's is a bit more solid when you try to bend it, and it's just overall denser, which just kind of makes it feel like it's higher quality as opposed to this one that does bend and move a little easier. It's not like terrible or anything, but it is noticeable. Anyway, let's go ahead and finally start installing these now. To get this off, you have to, at the top here, pull up just a bit because you have 2 circle indents that are snapping into place. You just need those to clear, and then this whole thing will pop off. And you have several hooks here that basically drop in and then slot over to lock everything and hold this down. And the curvature of the side plates, I feel like would make it kind of difficult to get it exactly 1-to-1 when you try to make these aftermarket kind of plates. So we'll see if this gives us the same kind of nice click in here. Just kind of line that up, press down at the top. And it does give that nice snap right at the top. And we'll do the same thing on this side. This panel probably got the worst of it when I was doing some of those different experiments on the system. And it seemed to get a lot of compound on the side here. And something I've noticed with people talking about these side panels is, yes, they do attract dust and dirt and all of that, but also if you get something like compound on the side here, it's not easy to get off because there are a lot of very small porous areas on the side panel where it will absorb and just kind of get stained up from that stuff. Anyway, we just slot this down, give a nice little push to the side, clicks in, and it looks like we are good to go with the dark plates on the PS5. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It's all nice and matte black now, very uniform. I do still have this glossy center right here, and they did send me a couple of those dbrand decals. I figure I'll try to install one of them and see how it looks all together. So let's see, it looks like I have one that's supposed to be like all matte black right here, I guess just to make everything come together, get rid of that glossy black plastic. And then we have one that has a bit more of a design flair to it, a ton of different symbols all over it. I think I might go with this one just to change things up a little bit. I will be the first to admit that I am not the best at applying these different decals. I did the Switch Joy-Con decals, remember that? But something like this where you have to line up the different ports and the buttons and all of that, we'll see how this goes. The nice thing about this is a decal, so as you kind of work around, I started at the bottom here and just made sure the buttons lined up, and then I had the ports all lined up, and as I worked around, it was kind of shaky for a minute there, so I just kind of took some of it off and then just kind of lined it up as I went along. It's a decal, so it's pretty easy to adjust as you are going around the top here, and it looks pretty good. Fits up well enough, I would say, and now I don't have that terrible looking glossy plastic staring at me. I think it's pretty cool looking, but you know what? I might just go to the all matte black. We'll just completely black out this PlayStation 5 here. The buttons press fine. USB ports on the front are completely open. It looks pretty solid overall. I guess the one critique I would have for this, considering they're just like faceplates, is that I don't have this cutout anymore. And I know dbrand can't technically put a PlayStation logo right here because you'd probably run into copyright issues or something with that, right? But I do have like a different themed sticker decal behind this that was giving me this really cool looking classic PlayStation logo that I no longer have anymore. And I mean, I guess they could put like the dbrand logo or just some generic thing here and cut it out. So if you have a decal sticker behind it, it would show through. I just don't know if there are that many people that even had the decal sticker. So I get why they're not doing that. It just would be a nice option to have. I don't know, just a little cutout design here so that my all blue decal, for example, behind here could show through. Maybe dbrand could do a cutout here and then provide different colored decal stickers. It's just a solid color and it would give you a really cool accent up here. And so there we have it. I finally have my matte black PlayStation 5 system. Still has the purple lights on the inside here and doesn't have that glossy plastic look. I guess you could also technically get one of these decals if you want to protect the glossy plastic and just cover it up. It scratches pretty easily, so I get why some people might get a decal just to cover it up and treat it just like a screen protector or something. Either way though, they do have those decals as well as the dark plates themselves. The only issue is the dark plates are pretty difficult to get. They seem to sell through them very, very quickly. And if you're someone who's really not interested, I guess, in painting your current white side panels, maybe you want to hold on to them just in case you need to like resell your PS5 or trade it in somewhere down the line. If like a PS5 Pro or something is announced, yeah, you could technically get these and put that off to the side. And for the most part, you know what? I think dbrand did a pretty good job capturing the feel of the PlayStation 5 like OEM shells while putting their own little flair on it, with the inside being those different symbols. An interesting take on what Sony did there. But let me know what you guys think about the dark plates down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.